Hey guys, Brandon with jazzpokercenter.com, and I just got home from work. Hair's rough. I need a haircut, shave. I don't know, I've let myself go. Um, so we had a show this weekend. It was in Clinton, North Carolina, a small little town. There was also a bigger show in Raleigh and a bigger one in Wilmington. So we were like right in the middle of the two. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a lot on. I wasn't expecting a lot on Saturday. We get there, it was two young guys running the show. I mean, they're seriously young, like 18 or 20. They offered me an extra table, which was good because I'm now buying up for 3 tables. I only bought 2 when I first signed on a few months ago. Had 3 tables filled up. I'm bringing my stuff in, right? Come in with my 3rd or 4th load, and there's this guy. Somehow, dude, some people, they just bring in their cases and that's all they got and they sit down. This guy already had his cases and Pokemon cards, everything laid out on one of my tables. And granted, my stuff is literally behind his table, like this far. I mean, if he was as big as I am, he would like obviously know, hey, this is kind of tight. Maybe this isn't my table. But he was a skinny guy, so maybe he thought I was being an asshole to take over. So I walked to him. I was like, hey, man, just so you know, this is my table. Nah, man, this is my table. No, I'm just letting you know, like, this one and these 2 are my tables. And he was like, well, I'm just letting you know they gave me this one. And he started getting attitude, and I will pop up quick. I mean, my wife is all the time telling me I don't have to match their energy, but we matching. You know what I'm saying? So then he came out with yeah, well, they already gave me this table. Sir, I'm telling you, they already gave me the table first. Okay, get the fuck out of here. That's not what I said. But I did say, well, they already gave me the table first. So then I went and found the promoter. I said, hey, man, y'all gave me these 3 tables. He's saying you gave him that one, though. I was like, oh, no, man, these are Brandon Allen tables. You got to go over there. You're on the other aisle. Same spot, though, the other aisle. Didn't apologize. Didn't say fuck you. Didn't say nothing. Packed up his shit and took the walk of shame to the other side. Yeah, I mean, he was a cool dude. I mean, he could have apologized for his attitude, could have apologized for the mistake. I know it wasn't his mistake. I mean, it really was that big a deal. It was just the way he popped up at me and his attitude. So, you know, I hope he didn't sell shit all week. He might see this. I don't know. Anywho, the show was slow. It was not talk about the people, but it was like a lower income select people. They bought a lot of packs from me, which was good. And I mean, there was some whales in there. Like I sold a $300 Gengar Mimikyu GX tag team. This guy here showed me all the cards he bought that day. He probably spent $4,000. So he was the one whale in the room. And he had his son doing all his negotiation for him. And what works my nerves, and people do this at every show, and some people do it online, which is why I'm really selective of what cards I sell online. Had the Gengar Mimikyu GX tag team. And it had it for $300. I know, yes, had it for $300. And the front is mint. The front is perfect. Front 10 out of 10. The back, there's like 1 or 2 white specks. Now, for you at home that don't know, near mint is a PSA 7. If you go get you a PSA 7 slab, it's going to say NM for near mint. That is near mint. Okay, so PSA 7 is near mint. But people nowadays are confusing with near mint with PSA 10. The fuck you mean PSA 10? Yeah, the centering's off. This ain't near mint. The centering is the center. It has nothing to do with the card. It's still a near mint card. You know what I'm saying? And so the son was like, hey, man, will you take light play on this? Because there's 2 white specks, right? And he like tries to show me. I'm not even interested in fucking white specks. I know they're there. When I bought the card, I looked over the card. You know, and I was like, yeah, but near mint is like PSA 7. And I'll guarantee you that thing will grade a 7 or 8 or 9. And I was like, I don't have slabs. My buddy Levi does all the slabs. I was like, I don't do slaps. I don't care about PSA 10s. I care about near mint, and that's the near mint card. And they walked around, came back. He offered me 280. I took the 280. You know, that's cool, but and they were cool people. They were. He gave me some cards to give to some kids, and I did. And so they didn't get and they were cool about it. But there's some people who are just like assholes about it. And it's mainly online. A lot of people ain't as mouthy in person. A lot of people are the keyboard warriors though, and I have to explain to people that near mint is not PSA 10. If you're looking for a PSA 10 card, go buy the PSA 10 card. If you're looking for near mint, I'm your guy. I'm real selective over my cards. Very selective over my cards. I turn down a lot of cards, and people are like, why you turn this one down? Has a few light scratches on it. But I don't want to get into the light played, moderate played, heavy played, damage game. You know, I know there's a lot of vendors out there who do, and they make a shitload of money. And I'm proud of it. I stick with near mint. It's just easier for me. I can be as picky as I want. I pay for near mint prices. I sell at near mint prices, you know. Don't mean you can't get a deal from it. I'm just saying near mint is not PSA 10. But so we had a show. We actually did pretty decent. We did a little over 1,500. I was talking to some other vendors. One guy told me he did 400. Another told me he did 700. And I probably asked 10 vendors while we were packing up or towards the end of the show, hey, y'all coming back tomorrow? No, we ain't coming back. Y'all come back tomorrow? No, I ain't coming back here. Y'all come back tomorrow? No, we ain't coming back. I had 2 out of about 10 tell me they were coming back. So I went and found the promoters, the 2 young guys, and I was like, hey, man, look, no offense, y'all got some people saying they ain't coming back tomorrow. I would like to move my stuff up to the front. And they were like, cool, man. You know, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, also, what's the security like? Because a lot of the shows, you know, I'll leave at least my shelves, my tablecloths, and my displays. And I'll take back the expensive stuff. Sometimes I'll leave the lower and stuff. Like, I always leave the plushies. I mean, if you're going to steal plush from me, I mean, you'll go to hell for a plush. You know, whatever. I'll leave like the cheap, like my bulk boxes. They're so fucking heavy, and I'm selling for $4. If you really want to steal my bolt, steal the bolt. You know, so I'll leave the lower end stuff there. And he said, if I was you, I would take all your stuff. Okay, never been told that before. So we're packing up, and I tell the wife, you know what, let's leave the tablecloths, let's leave our shelves, we'll leave the bulk, we'll leave the plushies. You know, I was like, I'll even leave the binders. And that way they'll be here tomorrow, and that's less stuff we have to pack up tonight or today. And less stuff I have to unload by myself tomorrow. To which she said, well, if you're going to move tomorrow, you might as well go and pack it all up. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. My wife, I would be so lost without that woman. Jesus Christ. No, I'm not even being smart, right? I'm being dead ass, and you'll see why in a minute. So we packed up everything, came home. About 9:30 that night, I get a text message from the promoter. They've canceled the show for Sunday. Something about they had a hostile customer, or somebody got hostile with a vendor, and the cops were called. First of all, the building was not that big. There was maybe 25 vendors to go around. Like, nobody was hostile. We would definitely, and I was one of the last ones to leave. We definitely know somebody's been hostile. But whatever, I know they canceled so because the show was going to be shitty. But I was actually looking forward to it because I knew a lot of people went to Wilmington, a lot of people went to Raleigh. I was hoping they would come to Clinton on Sunday. I was actually looking forward to it. You know, I just gave them the wild face, and I kind of made my decision right there. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be working with these guys no more. And so thankfully, and that is why I was thankful that my wife told me to grab everything, because we would have had to go back up there Sunday and get the stuff. Well, another vendor, Corey, calls me Sunday morning. Hey, man, are you coming up here today? Oh, man, they canceled the show. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't know they canceled the show. Oh, really? Are you up there? Yeah, I'm up here with about 4 or 5 other vendors, and nobody's here. They're saying the promoters have gone back to Virginia. Damn, that sucks. And yeah, that's all I learned from that. And then later on the afternoon, my man Levi calls me. And granted, I'm watching the race, when Levi calls me. So my details might be a little off, Levi, but this is how I understood what you said. Full disclosure. Apparently, one of the other vendors called him and was telling him about it. And I'm guessing some of the vendors still have stuff in the convention center. I don't know. But for whatever reason, some of the vendors or people there didn't want to leave. And they had the cops called on them and was threatening to trespass them. So I'm assuming they still have stuff in the convention and they couldn't get in, which that would have pissed me off. And Levi's like, whoever he was talking to is like, yeah, we're a bunch of us saying we're going to blacklist these guys. And hey, I'm all for it. I tried to find them during the show to ask them a couple questions. Could not find them. I don't know where they went. Most promoters are like making announcements and talking to people. There was a table of free stuff across from my table. I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't ask, but people were taking. But then people would ask me about it. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, yeah, just take what you want. I don't care. So I'd already kind of made my mind wanting to work with them and everything. And apparently there's a blacklist of vendors. Of promoters. I didn't know. Incoming video call. Hang on. Hey guys, I'm back. So I paused the video and answered a video call. It was from a website, and it was a scammer with PHS housing clearance. Apparently, I won $5 million. And I love telemarketers, so I apologize. I'm hoping I can figure out how to splice these videos together to make one video. If not, I guess it will be a part 1, part 2. But I cussed at him. He said if I cuss one more time, they're willing to send the FBI. And I just laid into it. I love telemarketing. You ask my wife, it gets on her nerves. Middle Eastern guy, scamming people. I have no love lost for him. Whatever. Anyway, back to the blacklist. So there's a blacklist for promoters, apparently. I don't have the list. If any of y'all have the list, can you email it to me? jazzpokécenter.com. No, jazzpokécenter@gmail.com. Thank you. Yeah, overall, we did decent, though. We had a lot of good stuff. Saw a lot of individual packs. Might have said that already and everything. And we're growing. A wife is doing shirts. She's doing custom shirts. You can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. Hit me up on YouTube. My wife can make custom designs, everything. We will eventually have some on the website, maybe some on the eBay store. We've made some designs that we've taken to shows, and she sold a couple shirts at shows. A huge shout out to the local people who have helped us so far and placed orders. So we rearranged our office. I bought her a new chrome 5-tier shelf, heavy duty. So she, it's coming along good. She's doing good. I'm very proud of her. I'm a numbers guy. So I need to see the numbers. I need to see how much it costs, how much is shipping. I need to see how much is material. I need to know how much you're selling for. I'm calculating the time per shirt, make sure it's and everything. And I think that intimidates her a little bit. I think she thinks I'm like getting on tour, or maybe like telling her like you have to prove your case. And baby, it's not that. I promise it's not that. It's just I need to see the numbers. I work with numbers all day at work. The business, I'm deep into the numbers. I can tell you, I memorize numbers really well. Can't say half the English words. Y'all know that. Can't spell 90% of English words. But numbers I can tell you how much every one of them things cost me, even if they cost me different from different vendors. I just remember numbers, almost like Rain Man, right? Not quite. But I am going to Vegas later this year, so maybe. But anyway, that was the show. The business is growing. My Japanese supplier, he's been talking about how good Chinese is doing for him. Had a couple other people reach out for Chinese, so I might get some Chinese and try that. And he's also got some English wholesale, like actual wholesale costs, not distributor costs, but wholesale, like below market, like 10-15% below market. So make 10-15%, and like it's prismatic, and that's just gonna go up, right? It's really cheap right now comparatively. but it's 100 ETBs minimum, and I mean, I ain't got the money for it, but maybe one day. Anyway, that's all I got today. Y'all go check out my Japanese cards at jazzpokécenter.com. Let me know what else you want to complain about. What, bud? Dinner's done. Dinner's done, guys. I got to go. Anywho, okay, bye. Oh wait, Jess, come and show me your new shirt Mama made you. Let's see if they can see it. Oh, I see the carrot. And it's a Pokemon shirt in his name. I can't hold this backwards, but yeah.